Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Duster Squad podcast. We are back. And what are we, 2 weeks now, technically, into the playoffs? Ish?
Something like that?
Almost 2 weeks. It'll be 2 weeks on Monday.
Something like that.
But we do already have our first completed series, which we will talk about a bit later. And of course, a bunch more bad reffing. Like, especially bad.
Yeah.
It's extra bad this year for whatever reason. We're gonna get to all that in just a little bit.
I feel like we have this same conversation every year.
Well, this year we've had it like every 5 shows. Like like every month we're like, God, the reffing is ass. The officiating is terrible. Yeah, I don't really know.
Yeah, I think like the Tim Peel thing happened where like that the makeup call like mic slip up happened, and then all of the refs just quadrupled down.
They really did.
I think the difference that we're seeing this playoff season is that they're actually calling shit. Like
except when they're not.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's the choices of what they're calling is like, that's the line. Anyway.
Well, where would you like to start, gentlemen? I have nothing. The NFL draft happened. I know nothing about what's going on with it. I don't really care, to be quite honest with you. There's playoff hockey.
So yeah.
Playoff hockey's on. Sorry.
Yeah, NFL draft doesn't really interest me. The only thing that was interesting about what happened was there was a quarterback that slipped out of the first round that people didn't. Like, all ESPN mock drafts expected him. It was like 100% chance he was getting drafted first round, and he didn't end up getting drafted, which was kind of unfortunate because the guy's sitting there at Radio City Music Hall waiting to get drafted, right? And
yeah.
Never did.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, because the way that they do it is it's not like a bunch of rounds in a row. Actually, I think that's how the NHL does it too. It's just the first round and the first night. Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah.
Which the NHL somehow always manages to draw out into like a 3.5 hour show for some fucking reason.
It could easily be done in like an hour and a half.
Well, the NFL is that each team gets 10 minutes per pick, and a lot of teams drag it out to 10 minutes.
Take the full 10. So what's that? That's 300 minutes, right? There's 30 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jesus, 3 hours is 180.
Oh.
Oh fuck!
Dang!
Yeah,
that's a
hard
long
pass
show,
on that. Holy shit!
What do NHL teams get? I thought they got like 15 minutes. Must not be that much.
No, I think it's like 3 minutes on the clock.
I thought it was like 5.
Pretty quick.
Well, honestly, how much time do you need? Like,
you should have
a plan.
You have prospect notes. You have like you have backups if like this guy you expect to be projected around here is gone. You have these 2 or 3 other guys that are like, okay, maybe these guys.
And then
the only other things that like the things that mess with it is like if somebody drops through a draft that you didn't expect to be there, right? Like you never anticipated drafting this guy, right?
And like Seattle with Shane Wright.
Yeah.
Seattle is just like
Seattle must
Shane
have been
Wright.
like skipping up to the podium. Yeah.
Right. Like he was a player, right? That he shouldn't have fell that far. He fell that far, and Seattle probably never even thought about ever taking this guy on any mock boards, right? So
I'm sure they were thinking
Ron
about
Francis
it,
said something along the lines of like, "Hey man, we never thought we were going to get you, but glad to have you," kind of thing. Well, frog throat.
A classic throat bubble.
Yeah.
From Benny there. All right. Well, let's get into some fantasy, or sorry, not some fantasy, some playoff. God, guys, I'm pretty sure I'm getting like early age dementia, because I just find myself being I'm going to do something
using
and I just use the wrong word. I go to do something and I'm like, I walk into a room and I have clear intention when I walk into the room, and then I walk in and I'm like, what was I gonna do?
Oh, I do that every day. I'm
like, what the hell?
You're fine.
I think it's a symptom of computer use and overstimulation.
You know,
I think that's what it
if
is.
that's that might check out.
I think it's
'cause
like over because like you do YouTube, you watch YouTube videos all the time. I watch YouTube videos all the time. I think there's just too much
most
going
of my
on
free
all the time.
time. I'm in front of a computer.
Yeah, same. And work time
I'm
as
not
well.
gonna pretend. Yeah, so it's like I probably
anyway.
should. The next prescription glasses I'm gonna get. I think I'm gonna get blue light
blue blockers.
if I can.
You definitely got to do that. Yeah.
I'm currently
It'll
using my
finally
glasses
stop
for
that
junior year of
goddamn
high school.
glare.
Yeah, get some anti-glare as well.
My other ones are anti-glare, but they're tight on my head.
You gotta get some. Yeah, you gotta stretch those bitches out.
Oh,
You
I
haven't
have. They're as wide as they go.
Dang, I was thinking about this. Sorry, we're starting.
They're
We're
as wide
starting.
as they go.
You know what? We're starting the show random. We're gonna get to the playoff hockey, but I have to tell you, what size is your head? Do you remember the measurement for your head?
I don't. I know I had a hat when I was a kid that I grew out of that was 7 3/4.
Okay.
Size 7 3/4. I don't.
He
I
grew out of 7 3/4.
I probably
Okay.
am an 8. I
8,
think I don't
around
know what
8,
that
maybe
means,
a little
like,
over.
I don't know what that is like inch wise.
Yeah,
Look
yeah,
up
yeah,
New
yeah.
Era
Yeah.
sizing.
Well, I was looking
measurements, but,
because New Era is got like just a ridiculous amount of hats. Like I look
Yeah.
at the
Right.
I look at the Tampa Bay Rays section. And this is the Tampa Bay Rays. Like they're not a popular team. And
Yeah.
there's like 30 different choices. I'm like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
there's a bunch of different style choices too, right? You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
get New Era, you can get 5950s, which are like your classic baseball hats, or you can get 5950 low profiles, or you
I
can
like
get
those.
3930s, or you can get 5950 snapbacks.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
there's
there's-
any choice you want, they're all there.
Benny's
it's
taking a
like-
break. Is he grabbing a hat or
I
something?
guess.
Well, while he's
I thought
gone.
he said he was going to the bathroom.
While he's gone, I think your mic unplugged.
I think he did too because I see it coming through.
Sorry.
There we go.
This is my current main hat. My Expos
Okay.
hat.
I was gonna say there's a
Um,
bunch of Expos hats on the New Era site, and I was gonna like look to see if there was any that had like a size that would fit you. But
There's this is a 3930 large, extra large, and it's still kind of tight on my head. Like I get little red marks on my forehead when I wear it.
oh dear,
Yeah,
dang man,
I got a big head.
that's unfortunate.
Anyway,
Well, anyway,
that was a bit of a
Back and he's
tangent.
got
Playoffs.
back
You
to
hear
the
me?
playoffs.
What?
Yes, I got you now. For a second, I wasn't, but
That was weird. I was just gonna say one last thing on the hat thing. My favorite's when Ben has to be on the last snap of a snapback, and then it looks like.
Or
a
if it's
V
like
in the
if it's the Velcro, I have it like maybe a quarter of an inch
yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
Velcro
It's
like
so good.
connected.
It's so
Yeah,
it's you know
it's rough.
it's unfortunate. You know.
It's funny because we all
Yeah.
have way different size heads when we wear hats because I can't ever wear one of Mike's hats, and mine's way bigger than Mike's. But Ben's like
Ben's is a,
like I think I'm
They'll
like
just
three.
spin around on people's heads if they put it on the.
yeah.
like,
Well,
I was
didn't we?
wearing
Do,
the hat
yeah, we got to test.
If I was
that.
wearing the hat Mike's wearing right now, I'd have 3 snaps on it, and Ben would probably have 1.
It honestly probably wouldn't fit me.
I got 5. Yeah.
What hat is it?
This is my. Can you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we can
Okay.
see.
Okay. Playoff hockey. You guys want to start in the East or start in the West? We started in the East last time, so we could do West this time.
Let's go to
Let's
West.
go west then.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about Avalanche Seattle because I've watched barely any of it, but from what I've
I've
seen
watched a good amount.
highlights and the bits I've seen, it seems like a really fun series. And also, it'll be really fun if Seattle takes it. Like I am
I'm
fully
cheering
on
for
board
Seattle. I'm
with the
I'm going for
Seattle
Seattle.
upset there.
My bracket doesn't pick them, doesn't pick Seattle, but I think it would be very cool to see Seattle
Yeah.
Vegas in a conference final game.
Oh,
Which I don't think's gonna
yeah.
happen.
That could be
but-
fun.
That'd
I
be very
think
cool.
They would both have to make it through the second round. I don't think they would play each other
Yeah.
until the third.
Yeah, that's why I said conference
Um,
final.
I did not hear that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, that'd be sick. They've
That
been
would
playing.
be really cool.
They've been playing very well. They're
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I think what it is this is what they were supposed to be last year. Is they're just a super balanced team.
Yeah,
Like they can roll
lines
all
and
4 all
fucking
night
care.
and they're good.
Yeah,
And they're actually getting like decent goalie play out of Grubauer. So
Yeah, Grubauer's good again for some reason.
Because it's the playoffs, baby. Things change in the playoffs.
It might be a little bit. Yeah, fuck you guys for giving up on me right before you won a cup. God damn it.
There's that too. You forget that he was with Colorado right before they won it.
Yeah,
he's angry.
And he was a Vezina candidate the year before you went to Seattle.
Yeah, that's why he got this huge deal.
Right, and then the couple years after made a lot of people look back at that and be like, maybe it was Colorado in front of him. But
yes, very much.
It's good. It's good to see him at least showing up right now. As it's all you really need to show up for.
And in all honesty, it's only good.
Once you're there.
It's only good that Seattle does well. Like it's only good for the league. New team
it's good
comes
for
in.
New teams to get off on the right foot. You don't want them just fucking blowing ass for several years, like when they're trying to like actually establish a fan base and get people to want to go to these games. Like, it's good to see this.
Exactly.
So they're up 3-2 on the Avalanche, and they actually play tonight.
They play tonight. Yep, in 45 minutes.
Yep. So, and they have the possibility to send Colorado home at home.
There are all four series tonight could end tonight.
It could.
One of them could end while we're recording, or while we're live, I should say.
I mean, two of them could.
Yeah, two of them. I don't know if probably two of them.
We'll have to be talking for a while to get that.
Two of them could.
Let's just talk about.
We're talking about the two East teams because if Carolina wins, they win their series, and if Boston wins, they win their series.
Yes. Well,
Boston is on the pace. Oh, they're not. I was watching the Boston game before I came in here. I know we're talking about the West. Boston was up, but now they're not, which is surprising to me.
Yes, we will get to that after we play a little hurdle. Okay. So what do we got? We talked about Seattle. I would love to see them win. So this. Okay, so first of all, do you think Seattle's just playing well, or do you think it's Colorado's kind of like, nah? I know they didn't have Cale Makar because of that suspension, which, I mean, it was interference, but I don't know if that's a game, especially Cale Makar. Like, he usually doesn't show that much malice and things.
Yeah, I can see giving it just because like it was like a sort of what the fuck are you doing?
Like, it was a game, like maybe the game, like maybe like the rest of that game.
Yeah, which I don't think he
didn't get anything.
Right, so I think that might have been sort of them just like
after the fact, like, you know what, this should have been something.
You know what, we probably could have done that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It did seem a little like I wasn't that mad at it. Like
I was mad.
It was one of those. I feel like it was one where it's like, okay, that could make sense, which is rare enough for the NHL. It's like you just kind of look at it and it's like,
Yeah. I was mad when I first saw it because I was like, because Jared McCann clearly is like looking up, like for the puck.
Yeah.
And it just gets railed. Like he had no idea it was coming.
Because the puck wasn't in play. It was about to be in play. It was about to be there. Yes, you're right there, Cale. But like, maybe wasn't there.
It was just a really well-timed hit. But yeah, I think maybe Colorado's just they're a little shorthanded. They don't have their captain. And then is it Cale's out for this game, right? Or was it the last game?
He's back now. He's back.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
Last game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they are shorthanded a little bit.
I think there's a few guys dinged up, so it's like it's not a full.
It's Colorado light,
like ready Colorado, yeah. But still, it's still a crazy accomplishment for Seattle to be having them in this spot. Nobody was giving them anything coming into this. I don't think from anywhere I saw.
The only one that I heard talking about an upset was Jesse Blake. He was like, "I feel like Seattle's prime for an upset here."
You know, as much as him being cocky about the Leafs in regards to the Lightning has been really annoying, he is probably he's become one of my favorite member of that podcast.
Yeah.
In terms of just his general takes.
He does seem to have some good like picks and whatnot. So good for that guy. All right. I hope Seattle takes it tonight. Do you guys think it's going to 7, or do you think it ends tonight?
Nah, fuck it. They end it tonight in Seattle.
Oh, that'd be hype. That would be so hype.
Yeah, I don't. No, I don't think they
if
do. I think it's
indecision was a sound, right
It would be
there.
that.
I think it goes 7. I
Okay.
can't remember where I heard it, but I mean, it's the hardest game to win is your
the
next
one to close
game.
it out. Yeah.
And the hardest
Yeah.
game, like Colorado's going to come out swinging in this one because it's like now they have to
Do or die.
because they have to win the game. Right?
Yep.
So,
Well, all right. Let's move
still-
on. Let's move on here. What was that? That was Colorado.
Let's
Let's
do the other central.
Yeah,
I'll
I was
do
gonna say
Dallas.
let's go to the other central matchup, which is Dallas, Minnesota. Started off rocky for the Stars, which was unfortunate because we all three of us here
Yeah.
have them as our cup winner.
I'm glad they've picked it up.
They have picked it up due to maybe not their own skill, but to Minnesota switching to Fleury for a reason.
That was for a game.
That was one. That was
They-
game
and-
2.
Yeah,
get-
and
they
then
get
they
an
came
awesome-
back, and I think they won the game after when Gustafson was back in. And the argument was after a double overtime game, you give him the rest so you can be fresher later in the series, I guess.
I see the argument.
Uh,
I don't agree with it.
but the Minnesota Wild are currently down 3-2 in the series,
Yes.
with the next game coming tonight. So this series could also end tonight.
It could.
So what are we thinking?
So
Dallas is
I
hot.
think a big reason why Dallas kind of was shaky in your first 2 games is they lost Pavelski in game 1, right? And Pavelski was
Yeah.
like one of their it doesn't matter if he's gonna score or have assists or whatever, right? Like he's one of the guys on that roster that's gonna hold that team together, right? You lose a major captain component of your team, and
and he
it's
does
gonna-
score as well.
right?
Yeah, also add to it that he's actually like a monster in the playoffs. Like his
Right.
playoff production is insane.
I don't know if he's back yet. I know a couple days ago he was looking like he was trending to come back. But the other benefit to Dallas is that Kaprizov has been a ghost. So
Kind of been. So, but here's the thing: I haven't watched any of this series. I watched like the first game. I have to save all of my hockey watching energy for the Lightning series. But is this Kaprizov disappearing, or is this some fine defensive work by the Dallas boys? That would be my
Yeah,
guess.
It's one of those things where like every
Probably a
year,
little bit of both.
every team you see like the team that's down being like, our star guy is doing nothing. I'm like, yeah, it's because you're probably a team where you don't have that many star guys, and it's easy to focus
Easy to
in on
shut
a
'em down,
particular
yeah.
one.
there's a lot of star players this playoffs who have been ghosts, though.
Yeah,
It's very true.
There are a lot that aren't doing anything.
it'd be a good time for Bo Horvat to do something for the
It would
Islanders.
be.
because They are tied 1-1 right now
No!
with 9 minutes left in the third.
Come on, Islanders.
You can see who I'm bandwagoning for the night. But Dallas, Minnesota. I think Dallas takes it tonight. I think they're donezo.
I agree.
But also the coach drama has been so much fun in that series.
Yeah, they're like
The,
talking back and forth.
Gossipy back and forth with Pete DeBoer and fucking Evison. It's just been so hilarious because like I have them as my cup pick, but I don't like it's Dallas. I don't have that much of a
You don't
passion
really
for them.
care,
So this has just been fun to watch. It's been goofy and back and forth and kind of nasty at times. It's been a good series. I've actually watched a good chunk of it. I didn't watch the most recent game, but I've watched parts of I think all the rest. It's been a good series.
It's a good matchup because it's two kind of like they're not insane teams, but they're two like pretty good teams. Even though I don't know if any of us had, maybe 2 of us had Minnesota in the playoffs. Actually, I can check.
Here's a
Nick did.
trivia question for you guys. Do either of you guys know who the points leader is for the Dallas Minnesota series?
I
for
do. And I
for
think
Minnesota or Dallas or for both.
for just
Just
in general. Rupe Hintz.
Yeah.
Well,
And how many
thanks for giving me a guess.
Mike, how many points do you think he has?
I sent it to the group chat.
Well, I didn't know he
I
was the
didn't-
leader. So
Well,
what
I
is it?
just
14 points?
11.
Oh shit.
But
I
still,
think it was 11 in 5 games, which is just
Oh, that's wild.
Zuccarello is the points leader for Minnesota, and he has 5.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That ain't you. That ain't gonna win you a series, lads. Holy
No.
shit. All right. Well, let's move on then. Dallas, you get on your horses.
Goalie plays very even between Ottinger and Gustafsson too. So if that's the matchup tonight, then it's like,
Well, I mean, any
You're up.
matchup against Ottinger is like,
yeah.
He's pretty
okay.
fucking good,
Yeah.
Next up,
Let's go
do we wanna
Vegas.
talk about the series? Oh, I was gonna say, do we want to talk about the series that's closed out or the
Yes.
one that's still okay? So that's what, Vegas and Winnipeg.
The
Vegas.
series I've watched literally the least of.
I watched a little bit of last night's game because I was like, oh, they can finish it out. But then I was falling asleep, so I turned the TV
Just
off
like
and went
me.
to sleep. Yeah, no, little scary for Vegas at the beginning. Little mollywhopping from Winnipeg, and then they just kind of did what they do, just win.
They just
Yeah.
flipped
But
the switch. Yeah.
there was, it was the last game, I think it was game 4. They
It was a double OT.
they go 4-1 into the third, and they cough up that lead, and they go to overtime. Like Vegas was up 4-1, and they yeah. It's very
The only
very
hockey of
familiar.
that series I watched was the the overtime and double overtime of that game, because it came on to my fucking Hulu live channel, and I was trying to watch the Leafs Lightning game, and I couldn't find
Yes.
like the Leafs Lightning game elsewhere.
Yes,
So I
yes,
was
it
like, I
did.
guess I'll watch this.
Yeah, so actually, I'll give you a little story time. So that was my parents came down because there was a book sale at the library that's close to us. So my parents came down to go to that because you can get like books are like $1. So they literally just find a bunch of books that they want, and it's like give the library $20 and you get a bunch of books.
Yeah.
But we were watching that game while we were waiting for the Lightning game, and it goes to the third. Into the third, it's 4-1 or what? No, this was a different night, but they had a lead, they had like a 2-goal lead or something. We were like, all right, they should be good. And then we go to get food, and then we come back, and they have tied it up, and it's going into overtime. And of course, because of that, the Lightning game doesn't come on. So we're here trying to watch the Lightning game, and we got to watch this overtime game. We're like, we're just getting the alerts on our phones. We're like, God damn it.
But yeah, good for Vegas. I think we all had Vegas winning that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys see the comments from Winnipeg's coach?
Oh yeah, he tore him up. He tore him up.
It was kind of great.
He was like, their star players were so much better than our star players. It was not even close.
Well, he
So now
opened with, "I'm just disgusted right now." Like he opened with that. He comes in the press conference. He's like, "I'm gonna keep this short and quick. Go for it." And then you over there like, "What's the general thoughts on the game?" And he's like, "I feel disgusted right now."
Yeah. So anyway, how soon do we expect to see Dubois in a Habs jersey now?
I was just gonna ask. Now that Winnipeg's closed out, do we think Dubois is gonna be a Habs soon?
I think we are going to find out in about a week and a half, because that's when the draft lottery happens.
Oh,
And that's going to dictate everything else about the Habs. Because if you get Connor Bedard, Pierre-Luc Dubois can
Stay
go
away.
do whatever the fuck he wants. Like
stay away.
But I think that'll be the first step in figuring it out. But who knows?
Sure.
Who knows?
Yep. That's exciting. I'm excited to see the draft lottery. It'll be fun. All right.
I need Boston to finish this fuck off, so Florida can't be any higher than 17.
Oh God.
Or,
No.
lower than 17th, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so the final West series is Edmonton LA. Edmonton currently up 3-2, and of what I've watched, it's been not close play wise.
It's been Edmonton most
It's been
of the
all
time.
Edmonton, and then
they've also had
sometimes
the
they
habit
let up
of-
some goals.
Yeah, they've also had the habit of giving up like 2-3 goal leads just out of nowhere, just being like, "Yeah, you can have this back." And if you play against a stronger team, that's going to probably not go as well as it is right
Probably
now.
won't work.
But it wouldn't shock me to see them end that in their next game.
Did you
Just
see
'cause-
Jack Campbell played the other night?
Did he?
Yeah, and then he got put in relief, and then they went back to Stuart Skinner the next game. And people were like, yeah, I don't know. And they won both games. So
Yeah.
Was Skinner hurt, or did he just give up a bunch of goals?
I think he got pulled.
He got pulled because his save percentage right now is an 884. So
Yeah.
Dude, I'm pretty sure Vasi's is worse.
before you go there, I was gonna ask you guys the question. It's surprising. He does have the worst save percentage right now
Of like playoff goalies.
of all playoff goalies. Do you guys know what he has?
Who, Vasi?
Do you know?
Yeah. I do, yes.
Dude, it was. It's not. This past game 5, he played quite incredibly, but before it was kind of real bad. I'm gonna guess 865.
I'm gonna guess 847.
870.
Okay.
Oh damn! There you go.
Yeah, he's been.
You
quite
guys want to
bad.
know who has the highest right now? This is talking about multiple games. Jack Campbell had a high one, but he played
5
Right.
minutes.
So who's actually
So the highest. Oh, sorry.
Who is the highest one? I'm trying to think what team's doing really well.
I'm trying to
Is
think
it
of what
Laurent
team.
Brossoit?
I feel like it could be Samsonov. Dude.
Is it?
Let me just double check.
I'm gonna say Laurent Brossoit.
That's a good guess. You got to think of teams who don't get scored on that much. Is it Jake Ottinger? Oh,
No,
no,
it's
you know who it's got to be. It's got to be like Sorokin. It's got to be Ilya Sorokin or something.
It's not Sorokin.
Shit. Is
Let me
it
just double check.
is it Freddie Anderson?
Who is it?
It's not Samsonov. Right now, it is. If
Is it Schmid? It's Schmid.
if
Oh,
proving me right, it's Akir Schmid, who I told you guys was going to be starting, and Ben was like, "No, it's Mackenzie Blackwood." Or
I
whatever.
thought they had Blackwood in backup. I'm sorry. And then I did see him getting games, and I was like,
He's
oh,
won
yeah.
3. He's won all
So
3.
Akir Schmid, yeah, because the Rangers have looked like fucking shit since the second game.
Yep. And we will get
So-
to that. We will get to
Yes.
that.
After they yanked Vanacek, they put Schmid in. He's been 3-0 since then. He's got a .63 goals against average and
Holy
a
shit.
.976 save percentage.
Oh my
I mean, yeah,
god.
he's got a shutout in there, so that helps.
Oh dear.
And Shesterkin, mind you, has a 1.75 and a 938. So he's playing really good too.
Shesterkin's not the
Yeah,
issue.
wow.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
well,
but you want to know what the issue? I won't go any farther. The issue with the Rangers is what I said. The issue with just in general, right, with players being ghosts of themselves this playoffs. The Rangers have not had
yeah.
big guys show.
And we will talk about that. But
Yeah,
that whole tangent started with us talking about Jack Campbell and Stuart Skinner.
That's right.
And their team is currently up 3-2 in the series. And they
McDavid and
play
Draisaitl.
what, tomorrow? Tomorrow, yep.
Yeah, tomorrow.
McDavid and
They're
Draisaitl,
just-
dude.
Fucking this root. Like, there was one game in that series where I was watching it, and like within a stretch of like 2 minutes, McDavid got identical power play goals. Like, it was a wrist shot from the same spot to the same spot both times.
Hey, you know, if it works.
And I'm like,
if it works, it works,
that's
eh?
just it's so dumb. Like, it shouldn't. That's the thing. Like, it shouldn't. Or like, I guess we've been saying that with Alex Ovechkin for like how many fucking years.
Yeah.
So nobody can figure out how to cover him still. But I think my pick might be wrong. I think Edmonton might be making through this one.
I picked Edmonton, and I think so as well. I think they'll probably finish it off tomorrow, but
We shall see.
who knows?
We shall see
Also-
if the power of Will Ferrell compels them or not.
Did you see his face paint? His like checkered face
He's
paint?
done a couple different. He's done a checkered one, and then the next game he did a different pattern. I don't
Oh,
remember what
dang.
it was.
He's going all
Yeah.
in.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And then some Edmonton dude did an orange and blue checkered pattern on his face and was at the game the other night. I was like,
There we
oh,
go.
this is getting interesting.
There we go. Interesting. Okay, well, you guys want to do a bit of quick hurdle?
Sure. Any
Oh,
final
sure.
thoughts on the Western Conference games before we?
I still think whoever
Do we
comes
think
out of
that? So, sorry.
no,
I guess
no. What do you
my
got?
question is: do we think? It sounds like we all think that the teams that are leading their series right now are going to close them off all in Game 6, because we said the Stars will
I do.
game against the Wild, the Kraken will take Avalanche, and the Oilers will take the Kings.
I could see the Colorado taking tonight and then going to that. Game
I am not entirely confident in Edmonton, LA. I think Edmonton will get tomorrow, but who knows? Who the fuck knows?
Who knows?
Who the fuck knows? But yes, let's
Certainly
get some
not.
hurdle action.
Certainly not me. Let's get some hurdle action.
Yeah, at least we're all right so far with the Vegas pick. So
Yeah, we're all 1 for 1 right now.
That's true. All
We're gonna.
right.
It's
getting
gonna be
this
different
set up.
very soon, but
Wait, hold on. So this is on the fly, gentlemen.
although honestly, this has an opportunity to be very tight if Dallas does well. It's gonna be all very tight.
Yeah, it's all-
yeah. As far as
It'll
like who
probably-
wins.
it'll probably hinge on who comes out of the Islander series, because I think I'm the only one of us that took Carolina.
How are we?
to win,
How are we
so.
gonna score it? Like a point for every a team getting out of the first round, right? 2 points for getting out of the second round.
That's how I
3
usually
points.
do it. That's how I usually do
Yeah.
it. So yeah, I probably will do that. There could definitely be some ties.
Yeah.
Then you have to look back at points or like goal scored or something.
Yeah. What the fuck? Are you guys watching?
Oh shit.
God damn
I am.
it.
I am now.
Gosh darn it. All right, here we go.
Darn it.
Zuccarello.
Dang, look at that guy.
Or Chris Tanev.
That looks like a looks like TJ Oshie to me.
Well, we have some options.
I mean, try one of those 3 names and
I'll
we'll
do
go from there.
I'll do Tanev. Which one, Chris?
Chris. The hair is too short to be Brandon, but it could be
It's Canadian.
Well, they're Canadian.
Canadian,
it's not
but
a-
not in
nothing
the-
else.
not
Eastern
in the Pacific Division.
Conference.
Let's fucking go, boys.
We
It's
did
not
it.
Oshie, and it's not Zuccarello.
Oh, she's in the East.
Why isn't it Oshie?
Oh, but he's
Oshie's
American.
Oh shit, you're right.
No.
Long-ish hair. Does that look like Matthew Nyes?
I don't know who
He's
that is.
American. He's from Minnesota, I think.
Oh, is he? Oh, sick.
He went to Minnesota for school. I think he also is like a hometown
There's plenty.
guy.
There's plenty of Canadians that go to U.S. universities.
Does the other Tanev brother have long hair?
Brandon.
Brandon
yes.
Brandon is the Seattle Tanev that looks like
Ah.
he's always sees a ghost, and he's like,
Matthew Nyes was born in Phoenix, so yeah, he's
"Oh dang!
American.
Wait a second, we got 2 Arizona dudes on the Leafs. That's kind of cool."
yeah, that's weird. That's
very
kinda
cool.
Funny.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's think. Benny, give me a hab that looks like this guy. Is that Josh Anderson? No.
No,
No, we've had him.
Yeah, but you can have doubles. There ain't no rules here.
Not anybody on the Habs.
Is that Cole Caulfield?
It wasn't a defenseman, right? We established that.
Not a defense.
I don't think that's no. Caulfield's American.
Shit.
Uh,
Does this look like a Senator, Nick?
does
Is that DeBrincat? No.
No, he's American.
American.
Fuck, man. Why do I keep picking Americans?
I don't think Ottawa has a Canadian guy on their team.
They gotta have somebody.
Yeah, there's no offensive player that I can think of that has hair
That's-
like that.
Yeah, no. I can't think of any bolts. Let's see. I'm putting Oshie. I don't know, because he's not Canadian. I don't want to waste. I don't want to
But
waste.
just so we can get a division and a team out of the way anyway. Just give a name.
Doing it. Oh, all right. Metro right winger. Close
go.
to
We got
numbers close to 77.
We got some options here now.
All right.
Okay.
Metro. So Pittsburgh. That looks like a Pittsburgh Penguin. Right winger. What are their right wingers? Or who are their right wingers?
Gensel's a winger. I don't know what
He has
No,
short hair.
persuasion.
He's got short hair, and he's American.
Um,
Okay, let's think about Philly.
what does Sean Couturier look like?
Could be like that. Could look like that. I'm gonna put it. Scene.
The body seems too big for him.
It's a flyer. It is
Travis
a flyer.
Konechny.
Ooh. I think I like that. Guess.
Oh, come on!
Motherfucker. Damn. All right. Well, actually,
okay.
let's think about who's on Philly.
Okay, Philadelphia
Can you
right
back up?
wingers. That's a thick neck, is what that is. Holy shit.
What
That is
is-
like, there's
what
no
is-
difference between head and neck width. It's all the
What
same.
does Joel Farabee look like?
Joel Farabee. I mean, I'll put it.
I don't fucking know.
Nope.
Fuck.
It's
All right,
close
there's-
to
so we have
77.
three more guesses.
All right, so think about like a 75, 74. Is that
That's
is
the
there?
thing, I don't know who the fuck's on the Flyers.
It's probably like a
paid
fourth
less
liner, yeah.
attention to them this year.
71, 70. I feel like I see who it is, but I don't.
Who's that guy they got from the Islanders off waivers?
It's not.
Kiefer
Yeah.
Bellows?
It's not Kevin Hayes, is it?
No, he's American.
Okay.
Try Kiefer Bellows.
Is he American? Let me try it. Let me try this. And also, I think he is a.
I think it's IE, but just try Bellows.
Kiefer. Oh, he's American.
Bro,
24-year-old.
I'm just at this point. I'm just naming Flyers players.
Yeah,
but
I can't think of any like right wing. Like I'm trying to think of their right side. I don't even know their middle. I don't even know their centers. Other than Couturier.
I did not pay any attention to the Flyers this year, other than the one game I went to where Cole Caulfield tied it and they won. And I wasn't really. I was drunk.
All
all right.
Is
Is it? No, it's not Cam Atkinson.
Morgan Frost.
No, Atkinson
Frost
is
them?
Frost.
Atkinson is Frost is younger. Fuck it, try it. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
Atkinson is a. Is he not a? No, I'm thinking of Arvidsson.
No, he's a Flyer.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Arvidsson.
All right,
He's
I
older
cheated.
than that.
I figured it out.
Wait, but don't tell us. We have one more guess, I think, right?
I'm not gonna fucking get it. Yes, we have one more guess.
If you guys know who this is, then I'd be surprised.
I'm gonna try to.
Is it JVR or TVR?
JVR's American.
God damn it!
Um,
Like the Flyers have like Canadians and Americans, and that's it. And Rasmus Ristolainen, Eric's favorite player. All right, just give it.
I'm gonna give up. Yeah.
It is Owen Tippett.
Oh,
I did know that was a guy with the Flyers. Now that
Yep.
you mentioned that,
look at that!
but-
Look at that carrot top. Oh dear.
God damn.
That
Matches
is
the jerseys.
that is orange. All right, let's do another one. Let's do another. We need
Dude,
redemption.
I fucking hate it when Hurdle does shit like that to us.
Miro
Thanks,
Heiskanen.
do it to us again.
Miro Heiskanen.
Try it. 'Cause
Wait.
I have not got a fucking clue.
Wait a second.
I
Is
don't-
that Bobrovsky, bro?
I don't know. Does he have that gross a hair?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Well, he did play for Florida,
Yeah, close to 34, so probably like
but
32.
no longer plays in the East. Plays in
No.
the West now.
No, so Florida played
Is it
not a goalie.
Is it Riley Smith?
It could be Marchessault.
He has short hair, I think. Never mind.
Nice.
Good shit, Mickey.
All right. You want to call it there or do you want to do one more?
Yeah, we're gonna call it there. We're gonna be smart this time.
Okay.
Did you know we'll get another freaking 4-point winger like we did on the first one? So
We will, yeah. All right. We'll be back in just a little bit. Perhaps he will. All right,
That would be lovely.
we're back. Islanders, Carolina, currently end of the third, going into overtime. Boston, Florida. Boston just tied it up, and they just got on a power play with 16 minutes left in the third. So it's tight in the East, gentlemen.
Yeah,
And that's
two
where we're going
series
right
that
now.
Those are two series that could wrap up tonight if
So the right teams
Carolina
win.
or
They are.
Hopefully they don't.
Yeah.
Islanders. Got to bring the energy for Eric. He's not here this week.
Yeah.
Let's
Well,
go
let's go there. So it was Carolina went up 3-1 in game 4,
Mhm.
and then went home. So they won. Carolina won what, both games on the road? Was it? Or no, they won 2 in Carolina, and then they won the second game at UBS.
Right.
Yes. And then New York Steelers went on the road, and now they're back on the
UBS.
island.
And they were playing the most New York Islandery game to ever New York Islander right up until Sebastian Aho just got that late goal. It was, I thought they were going to fucking close that out.
That would have been nice.
1-0 shutout.
Yeah,
Jesus.
1-0, baby.
That is Islanders hockey. What do you...
Yeah. What's that? The clip of the Kraken announcer. That's Kraken hockey, baby. It's like, this is Islanders hockey. 1-0 wins. Well, we're going into OT.
Looking
Bucks,
fucking
though.
great
That is-
tonight, though.
100% their problem is they just can't fucking score. Like,
Yeah,
That's why they got Horvat, and then he's here, and he's just
I think he's
jerking
got
off on
a
the bench.
goal, and it was in like garbage time. Oh shit! Boston just went up 4-3.
Damn it!
that doesn't surprise me since Mike said they went on the power play. And
Yeah.
You
Boston on the
want
power
Florida
play-
to win?
Yes.
Did you have Florida going through?
No,
Oh,
I don't like Boston.
oh, okay.
I don't think any of us do.
Get
but
them out. Plus, it'd be
I
fun.
have a begrudging respect.
Oh, I respect them. I still want them to get out. Plus,
If Tampa makes it through, you don't really want to deal with them.
no. See, that's the thing. If Tampa somehow makes it through, then I want Florida to win. But if Toronto wins the series, then I want them playing Boston. So it's like,
Well, Ben,
Right.
Ben in general wants Florida to lose just because
that's
it's
yeah.
Ben
He wants a
Big.
higher pick for the
Yeah.
Canadians. But let's stick with the Islanders. Going into
I don't
overtime,
know
game
really what else
6.
to say about the Islanders, right? Like,
I'm
It's
calling
all
Matt
been
Martin
said.
overtime winner.
Oh, I would love that, dude.
Matt Martin overtime winner, double overtime. Everybody's tired, gassed. He gets out in like a late shift because they're like, he's the one guy we have been. Actually, they use their fourth line a lot. Actually, that might not work because that's how it goes with a lot of teams where like they use all of their big guys a lot, and then it's like third overtime they send out some like fourth line scrub that's still like fresh as a daisy, and they pot one because they're the only guy that can
That
skate
has
at
energy.
that moment.
Yeah. That's funny.
But I think the Islanders use their fourth line. I'm gonna still go with it. Fuck it. Matt Martin, overtime winner. And you'll know if I'm wrong. Viewers.
Yes.
Shortly.
Yes, you will.
Because I don't know. Do we have any live viewers?
Well, here's the. I can't see that. I would say probably
Oh.
not. Well, here's the question. Does the series end tonight? Do the Islanders win, or do they push it, or does Carolina close it out?
I think Carolina closes it out. I mean, the Islanders have played this whole game now into the third period of only scoring one goal, and you've had they're in UBS, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you've had an opportunity all game long to try and score another one, and then you
To
gave
be
up
fair,
one.
Carolina has also only scored one goal.
Yeah. It's just been a tight game. The shots were even. It's not like it was getting goalie.
We'll have to wait and see.
I hope the Islanders pull it out.
For Eric's sake, I
Obviously,
hope the
yeah.
Islanders win, but I don't think they do.
For my bracket and Eric, I would like them to please win.
Yeah,
to
I don't know
7.
if we all
Go to
should. We
7.
like all should have chose the upset.
I thought they were gonna be. I thought they were gonna be good, and then they came out and weren't. Fucking
I
assholes.
mean, most of the games have been pretty tight. I think there's only been like one blowout.
Yeah. Well, it's just
So-
like God, guys, can you just score? Is it that
No.
hard?
Yes.
It doesn't make sense. Like they have the players to score, right? Like they've
I
got
mean,
Matt
Bo
Martin.
Horvat.
They have some
Horvat.
players.
Did you
Yeah,
wait?
it's
Hold on,
really
hold
off,
on,
though.
hold on. Nick, did you say they have Matt Martin?
Yeah.
I was saying that as a joke. It's not.
But these guys are like historically not that bad of players. Like
Matt
know what I
Martin's
mean?
not a scorer. I do know what you
They
mean.
do, but their fourth line. I mean, Sazika's had the opening goal. That line has a tendency to just
score.
for some
And
fucking
Sazika's
reason
2 years
go
ago.
off in the playoffs. Like,
Zika 2 years ago was good in the playoffs too. Like he's
True.
a guy that
the point is, it's not the guy you want to be like. Oh yeah, fucking Matt Martin, let's go. Which you're not. You're saying that about Matt Barzal and hopefully Bo Horvat, but the problem is that they have that, and that's pretty much it. And even injured Carolina has more good forwards than
Yes,
than the Islanders do.
very much.
But Florida tied it.
Oh yeah.
Sam fucking Bennett. He does have a glorious beard. I will give him that.
Does he? I actually never looked.
He has a pretty nice beard. It's pretty hefty.
The
That's a
only
nice
thing I want to
He's got
say
some
about the
halftime.
Islanders, right? Like
It wasn't him actually. It was somebody called
Brock
Dalte.
Nelson, like basically put them on his back. It felt like a lot of the season, right? And he just doesn't seem like he's done anything.
I mean, it's.
I mean, you can only do so much as Brock Nelson.
He's a good player. I think
He's a good player.
what we're seeing here is that the Islanders would have done better against a team like, honestly, a team like the Devils. They would have done better against a team like the Devils. Not as good defensively, not as good in the goal, we thought. Maybe I'm wrong now.
Till this random rookie.
But like the problem is Carolina is just a better offensive Islanders. Better at offense Islanders. Like they have
because they're solid as a rock defense.
they play a good system as well. So the problem here is that they have enough like good defensive players where they can lock down. They don't have to just lock down one guy or one line. They can lock down whoever they want.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're seeing. But OT is just getting going. And if the end of the game happens, we will be the first one to report it, ladies. Where do you guys want to go? Boston, Florida. Let's talk about that. So Boston also went up 3-1. And then Florida won game 5. Trying to come back desperately.
They won game 5 on the road.
Tied at the moment.
Tied 4-4,
So-
12 minutes in the third.
Matthew Tkachuk is just willing this team to anywhere it's going.
He is.
Like
That's a good playoff player right there.
You want to know who's
Yeah.
been really good for them all season long? And I don't think we've talked about him at all. It's the guy who basically took over for Mackenzie Weegar when he got traded.
Lomberg?
Brandon Montour.
Oh, Montour. He did have a
Brandon
good season.
Montour, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He had a goal tonight too, and it's just like this guy is really showing that
He did.
like-
He is.
So I'm pretty sure he played for Buffalo for a hot second. He didn't look very good there. Like he's bounced around a little bit in the last few
it
years.
wasn't a particually good time in Buffalo. You went around those parts.
That was a bad time when he was there. Yeah.
It really was. Yep. Nobody looked good. Jack Eichel didn't look good in Buffalo at that time.
Jack Eichel, Ryan O'Reilly, like
Yeah, all these,
nobody
like,
was
star
having a
players.
good time there.
But yeah, you're totally right. And are you guys surprised that it's become this close?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
wondering what's going on with Boston because they
This
could
is
have this. Like I didn't have them winning the cup just because I find that teams that sleepwalk through the regular season a bit and like get a little too comfortable kind of situation, they don't usually win the cup.
very true.
But
Boston
I also
has a
had
big
them
Bergeron
making the
team.
conference final. So
I do as well. I think I have them in
Bergeron
the
has-
Stanley Cup final.
Bergeron hasn't been on the ice once in this whole series.
No, he
That's-
came back last game.
Did
He
came
was
back
back
last
last game. So is he
Yeah,
in
came
tonight
back
too?
last game and is in tonight. And I think Krejci was gone last game, but is back in tonight.
Oh,
last
dang,
I
man,
saw.
they should probably
But,
get
like,
him
going-
out.
so
Get him
going
out.
Going into this series, right? Bergeron didn't play the first couple, 4 games? And
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
like what I had read was like they wanted to try and hold him out until the next series, right?
So absolutely
Right.
necessary, yeah.
Because they figured that okay, we're just gonna be able to take these guys without him. We can just
They basically did,
Yeah.
but
I think they're like the guy that ended up getting brought up the lineup in his absence was Pavel Zacha. And this is one of those few instances where I'm like, even if you have like 85% Patrice Bergeron, I know they've lost some games, but I'm still probably going to take 85% Patrice Bergeron over Pavel Zacha.
hey, Pavel Zacha scored 2 goals on the Lightning in the regular season. In one
that's lovely. He's not Patrice Bergeron.
No, I know. I get that, but I also get what Nick was saying. If you could beat him without him, let him rest.
It would have been good, yeah. I don't know. I'm
And they
interested
got
to
close.
see where this is. I'm interested to see where this is going tonight, because if they lose tonight,
Oh dear.
that's
dear.
that's such a momentum swing to try to push the other way. Like it's
Yeah.
It is, yeah, you're totally right.
And it's finally nice that like Barkov finally got a goal.
Florida power
Like,
play.
He finally scored.
because he had been pretty much a non-factor
Yeah,
he
that-
hasn't done
the
it.
entire series,
The
The
picture
only
that
guy
Nick
that's been
sent.
doing anything offensively is Carter Verhaeghe.
and Kachuk a bit.
I do sometimes wish the Lightning could have held on to that guy.
Hey, Lightning and the Leafs both gave up on him.
Hey, we tried.
You just had at that point you just had too many people.
Yeah, we just couldn't do
I would
it.
say, like, you then went on to win 2 cups, so it's like,
He was there for the first one, I think.
oh, he was? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then what are you talking about? Just stop it. Yeah, you've had it too good these last few years.
All right, so Boston, Florida, it's currently tied 4-4, 10 minutes left in the third. What are we thinking? Does it get closed out tonight? Or does Florida
Yeah, I
stay alive?
I think Boston will do the job in overtime.
Okay.
I think it's going to get to overtime, and then I think Marchand or Bergeron or Pasternak is going to do the playoff thing. And they'll
I
be fine.
think I think it's going to get to OT, and then Pavel Zacha is going to score the overtime winner.
Hell yeah. Just because I said all that.
Yep.
Also, the Isles have been buzzing. in
Are they?
overtime so far.
Yeah, well, here's
so
the
that probably
problem.
means the Hurricanes are going to come down and score
Yes.
on the next rush.
Here's the problem: is that always goes like that,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about that because holy shit!
I think I might know what you mean.
All right, well, let's go New York, New Jersey. What a flip! What a flip!
I have not watched
Fuck
any
you,
of the
Ben.
games.
This is what all I'm gonna say is fuck you, Ben.
All right, listen.
This is why. Ben says to us last week, you think they're gonna sweep them? No, Ben, I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not gonna say that. And guess what? Flips over.
Listen.
The Rangers drop both home games. Their offense basically disappears.
There's no need for those expletives.
I mean, I literally have not watched a single game since the Rangers won.
Yeah,
And I just keep like not paying attention to it because I've just been watching other games, and then I've just been like, oh no, what is happening?
Boston shorthanded goal.
So they're
That's a
5-4
power.
now.
What the frig?
That
So
one makes you depressed.
It's 5-4 now. Yeah, that's it there. That's done. It's done. But anyway, dude, what like I'm actually shocked that the Rangers are
Falling off this
choking
thing.
it like this.
So we touched on it earlier, right? The goalie play for the Rangers isn't the problem, right? And they're not
Yeah.
losing these games that badly, but
Except for the last one.
you drop both home games. So you're back in the
deflated.
Garden, right? And you're like, you think that they're going to be able to at least take one of those 2 games in the Garden, right?
Oh yeah.
Got
You
your
expect them
home
to take
crowd.
both.
Granted, it's like 50, even when they're in Jersey's arena, it's like 50-50 from what I had heard.
Yeah,
It's not yeah, but
there was some good Rangers crowd in there.
yeah, but it's 50-50 in at the Prudential Center. It's 100. It's like 99-1 in
Right,
yeah.
in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I'm sure some Devils guys get in there.
Okay,
I haven't looked at the crowds,
95-5.
I don't know.
You'd thought they would have been able to take at least one of those home games. Obviously,
sure.
they didn't. But I give kudos to the Devils because they made the goalie swap because Vanacek looked like shit.
He did. He really did.
looked like booty,
and
but not the good
Schmidt
kind.
looked really good.
Oh, Florida
in
tied
the
it up.
last. So
Jesus, what a fucking game!
No,
The polar opposites. You have that game on, and I have Isles Carolina on. Where it's
I'm
still
not
1-1.
No, I'm actually just looking at the scores on the NHL website. I don't want to stress the internet too much. My biggest shock for the Rangers is that they annihilated them in the first 2 games. So
You know who's dropped off the face of the planet after those first 2 games? Tarasenko and Patrick Kane.
So Patrick Kane is like a major defensive liability for them.
Yeah. He is.
But here's my thing, right? The reason I brought up earlier about these guys being ghosts in the playoffs is basically the 4 of the 5 best offensive guys for the Rangers are non-existent. Panarin hasn't done anything. Zibanejad hasn't done anything.
Kreider's really the only one that's.
Kreider's the only one, but he's scoring on the power play. So
you don't get that many power plays.
Right. And I think I heard in their first 10 power plays, they were 4 for 10, and then they haven't scored on the power play since then. At all.
It just fully stopped. Like they were humming, and then
all of a sudden they were
just
not.
weren't.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
It's quite a thing. So here's the question. That
makes you nervous now because they didn't win game 3. The Rangers have dropped 3 in a row now.
Yeah.
They lost both home games. They lost another game on the road.
So if you remember, it was the same but not last year in the conference final. They won both games at Madison Square Garden against the Lightning, and then lost 4 straight. Because remember, I was like, holy shit, the Lightning are done.
Yeah.
They look like shit. They're they got nothing going here. And then they just go and they win 4 in a row.
Alternatively, last year they were also down, I believe, 3-1 to Pittsburgh in the first round. Came back.
That's true.
And won the series. So
they're just insanely streaky. They're just insanely streaky is what it is. Yeah. It just depends on when the streak goes.
Get hot again really fast.
Yeah. So it's currently 3-2 for the Devils in the series. Game 6 is tomorrow. So my age-old question for you, gentlemen. No.
That was such a shit goal.
Carolina,
he was behind the goal line.
Oh. Yeah. All right. Live. The New York Islanders season comes to an end. Carolina takes the series 4-2. Takes game 6 2-1 at OT.
There we go. And that's nice.
Well, so anyway, Carolina is our second team through the through the second round.
That's how that fucking ends. Okay.
Eric, we send you our condolences. It's gonna be okay.
Sorry, buddy.
It's gonna be okay. But anyway, Devils Rangers.
Back to the other New York team.
do the Devils? Do the Devils finish it out in 6, or do the Rangers tie the series up and send it to 7?
So you guys know I'm a Ranger boy, right?
And it is in Madison Square Garden.
I think that the Devils are going to beat them.
In Madison Square Garden?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear. I mean, they've already done it twice, so...
shock me at this point. Yeah,
I don't
know.
Listen, you want to know the X Factor? Well, you know who the X Factor is.
Who's the
Andre Palat, baby. Clutch playoff guy, if there ever was one.
Playoff player. He's a playoff player, that's for sure.
Against the Rangers as well. Did you see the picture going around of him with the same celly as last year? Because he got like a clutch goal and he did the same celly.
Yeah, it was like picture perfect, the exact same. Yeah,
it was. Yep. He's just wearing the wrong jersey. But yeah,
I'm really mad now. I just thought.
The Devils are buzzing right now, right? Like
they're hot. They're freaking hot.
Won the last 3 against a team that should not, in my opinion, should not be losing to you.
The Rangers on paper are are the number one team in the NHL. On paper, they are the number one team in the NHL. Sick goalie, good defense, like an unreal list of names. It's almost like an all-star name.
Right.
Like
It's
list
like a
of names
situation
on the front
where
end.
it might be the specific collection of forwards
Yes.
and like
Yes.
how they work together.
But
For
even
sure.
that third line, their young third line hasn't been doing anything either.
The
Yeah.
kid line.
Yeah.
It banged in off his fucking 5-hole.
Oh,
Like the inside of his pad.
That
like
is-
at his foot.
that sucks ass, man.
Like he was like up against the post and
You know what though? You made it. You finally have Bo Horvat. Maybe you can score more next year and be in a better like a better spot. Not have to play Carolina in the first round. Maybe.
Get some more guys in summer.
Seriously, get somebody who can score. Jesus. All right. So anyway, I think the Rangers are going to push it to 7. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Okay. Here we go, gentlemen.
Now to the series that we want to talk about.
Get ready, because we're at 1 hour and 3 minutes. This show will be ending at 2 hours and 3 minutes. No. Okay, so last time we talked, had been 2 games. There were the 2 blowout games.
Yeah.
7-2 for the Lightning game 1, 7-3 for the Lightning game 1, 7-2 for Toronto in game 2. And then we go to Tampa for game 3, and it's, if you look at the scores, or if you didn't look at the scores for the last, like the goal scorers like score for the last 3 games, you're like, holy shit, the Lightning won the series.
Oh yeah, they should have won
It's-
2 of those games. I
They-
stopped watching whatever the one they gave up 3 in the third. I stopped. I didn't watch the third. I was like, I checked out after the second. I was like, I'm gonna go play some Minecraft.
All right.
And
So-
then I brought my phone up like an hour later, and I was like, overtime? What the fuck is going on?
It was, dude, it's bad. So there's a few things. So game 3, it's 2-2 going into the third. They score a goal. I forget who scored, but there's also a goal disallowed, and I'm sure that you guys saw this one. It was the point goal. It was the point goal where the puck was underneath Samsonov, but it wasn't covered. It was very easy, and it was obvious because Point poked it in like super easily.
Do an early whistle.
They did an early whistle.
I do remember that one.
But it wasn't even an early whistle. It was an early intention to blow the whistle, because the whistle hadn't gone, but he was about to blow it.
Every time I hear that rule come up, it just makes me laugh.
So
Because it's like, what the fuck do you mean? That means it didn't happen.
so no excuses. The
But
O'Reilly puts in a late goal, like an extra skater goal, and they win it in overtime. So you
that
know,
was
all
a
the
nice greasy. Like, that was a Ryan O'Reilly goal.
all,
right
all
there,
credit
too,
all
net front.
credit to them. They're scoring, and they won that game for sure. That should have been a goal from Point. I'm sorry, that just should have been a
Yeah.
goal. I understand
Yeah.
he blew the whistle, or he intended to blow the whistle, and that's how the rule is. It's a stupid fucking rule. That's a goal. Then game 4, and by the way, in that game, it was the Lightning 100% of the time, and this is why you see Vasi's numbers so bad. The Lightning have
3
been
and 4,
owning.
both of those games. They should have had. It was them the entire time. Yeah, did you see the Florida
I
update?
did, yeah. Yeah, no, dude, the Lightning, like possession metrics, offensive zone time, like just the way that, like, they're all over the Leafs, all over them, and it's just Vasi's been kind of bad, and there's been a couple lucky goals. They've gotten a couple lucky goals, and Austin Matthews has had some nice goals as well. Well, he had a
So where, can you blame it all on Vasi? I don't know. What's their
No.
defensive situation? Is Hedman back?
Okay.
Is Chernak back?
okay. Hedman's back. Chernak is not. They've been playing good
Hedman
defense.
is
Are they?
like, Hedman's like guaranteed to be playing
Oh, he's definitely
pretty
hurt.
fucking injured.
He's definitely hurt.
Like,
He's definitely hurt. He looks okay, but he's definitely hurt. And by the way,
So
speaking of their defense, so real quick, Sergachev, he has been shit. He has been so bad this
He's-
series.
Yeah.
Like really
I-
not good. Like making stupid mistakes and not like he's got a goal, but like he's just been bad. Like in other parts of the game.
When they signed that extension.
Well, he was
'Cause, like,
great. He was
has a
great
lot
this
of-
year. He was great
He has
this
a
year.
lot of talent.
He was
Yeah,
great
but,
this
like,
year.
there's
He's just
been a
having a
lot of
bad
moments.
series.
Yeah.
And sometimes he gets too worked up and then takes a stupid penalty. Hopefully that they can drum that out of him at some point. But so game 4 again, the Lightning are just owning the Leafs. It's like play wise, it's not even close.
I saw that Killorn wrister go in, and I was like, "Oh God, this is
Yeah,
this is done. This is done."
So the Killorn wrister goes in, and it's 4-1, goes into the third, and it goes 10 minutes into the third, and I'm like, all right, they got a 3-goal lead. This is Tampa Bay Lightning. They're not going to give this up. And then they pull a Leafs, boys.
That was the other thing that I didn't notice. I didn't find out about until the next morning. I was like, there was only 10 minutes left when that all started.
The Leafs scored 3 goals in 6 minutes and 20 seconds to tie it up.
I would not have wanted to be in your house at that point.
No, yeah, I was mad. I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" And then
I got a little taste of that during the Columbus series. Yeah, it's not good.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
But
yeah,
that's a bad joke.
So I'm thank God that this group has been through what they've been through, because they know, like, you know what, everything's gonna be fine. Because we know if they play that way, if they play the way that they play the first parts of all those games,
they're going to win.
They win.
Yeah.
They just win. But they seem to stop playing at the end of the game and all credit to the Leafs. They're scoring the goals. Like, yeah. Like Matthews had did you see that tip that Matthews had on the power play in game 4?
So
it was like out of the air, like hand-eye coordination tip. It was a sick goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they just and the Leafs, when they get in the offensive zone and start moving it around, it's
not good news.
It's bad. It's bad. You got to stop them in the neutral zone.
Also, I've seen them using the Perry Maroon Belmar line against some really good players.
I'm thinking that's mismatching lines. I'm thinking that's Toronto, like getting good line ups, but who knows?
Okay, that might be it. But like, I saw it happen so many times. I'm like, there's no way you're purposefully doing this, right? Like, I know coaches can be weird sometimes, but like
that line in their own end is brutal.
I mean, that was always the whole thing. That was the same thing with Perry when he was on that run with the Habs, where like, once they got forechecking and got it down ice, it was great, wonderful, fantastic. But anytime it came back the other way, it was like,
yes.
So he's doing the same thing still, so that's fun.
Yeah.
I do have a soft spot for
him. I mean, you're talking about like a 45-year-old guy right now. Like, he's not.
He's like 36.
I think he's 36.
Like
37. But listen. I don't want to be mean, but I saw him like try to hustle to a puck, and I was like, oh dear.
Like, he doesn't have the foot speed anymore.
He doesn't have the fast twitch muscles. He's got to work on those.
I do enjoy the snips of the Pat Maroon, Ryan O'Reilly little like banter they have going on.
Yeah, they're like buddies. They're like good buddies.
Yeah, they're friends from St. Louis.
Okay, and then the Lightning blow 2 sure wins, basically, in 2 games in a row, and go down 3-1. I was like, Jesus, man.
Leafs in 5.
That's what I was. I was like, dude, like that's 2 in a row of where you outplay, like by a wide margin, you outplay your opponent and they still win. Like that's got to grate on your mentalness. Like it's got to make you feel like, Jesus, what do we got to do?
I mean, can you imagine how Vasi's feeling now too? Right, like he's given up a truckload of goals.
Listen, not all the goals are his fault, but he's been bad.
He's not been good. He's not been good.
He hasn't stole you a game yet.
Until game 5. So game 5 was yesterday. I was watching it obviously because, could be the last game of the season. I'm going to watch it.
You gotta watch it.
And yeah, Vasi finally shows up. Well, it didn't look like it at first.
It was a rough start. I threw it on at work, and then I see fucking Leafs score. What was like 2 minutes in?
Yeah, and did you see the goal too?
No.
It was another just floaty wrister. Like,
It wasn't a floaty. It was like a high slot. It was a high slot wrister. It's one that he's got to have. We're in the playoffs, man. You got to have that. There's no screen. You got to have that. It was a good shot, but he's got to have.
That's what I was like. It was he saw it. Like I was like, that's the one.
I saw the replay. I'm like,
then Cirelli did y'all a solid. It
was like 21 seconds later. They keep
which
going.
That was huge that it happened that fast, which it just
sucks the life out of the building.
Immediately reset all momentum back to square one.
Which is what they needed. Yeah. And then Mikey Asamont, after being out for 3 games from apparently not illegal check from McCabe, but it looked kind of bad to me personally.
It wasn't great.
Maybe it was legal. But anyway,
it's one of those.
It's on the border. It's a borderline.
Kind of, maybe, sort of.
I feel
you
like
look at one replay and it looks like it is. You look at another replay and it looks like it isn't.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah. But, clearly it wasn't a concussion because he's back.
At least I hope it wasn't.
Or it was just a mild one and he got out of protocol quickly.
Could have been that.
That can also happen.
Because at this point, it is about a week later, and just like thinking about how football protocol takes, it's usually about a week. Oh. If it's like you can get in and get out of it, it's about a week.
Okay.
But
it might have been then. Might have been just a mild one. Unlike Chernak, who's probably got a broken jaw as well as a concussion. But anyway, so Mikey Asamont gets his first playoff goal, which is it was a bit of a softie, I will say, but good like vision and good like instinct shown there.
Yeah, Samsonov.
He just kind of was like going in. He was like, I'm just gonna shoot this, and Samsonov was just. I don't know what he was doing. He had bad balance or something.
It or I don't know what was going on.
It just slips through him.
Also, it's gonna be Florida. They just went up 7-5 with an empty netter, so it's gonna be Florida.
Game 7, baby. Oh dear.
It's game 7 in Boston, though.
Oh dear.
They beat Boston
yesterday.
They just about tied it. They got a really good block at the end, and then a good stick by Gudis of all people.
Hey. He's not sitting on anybody right now.
He didn't sit on anybody like a chair. That was such a goofy fucking.
That was funny. That was funny.
Make it up clip. Anyway.
But yeah, so the Lightning. So Asamont scores that, and then finally, Nick Paul. Holy shit! He has been doing nothing.
What, like 20, 30.
He hasn't done anything, and he finally gets a goal. Maybe that it was the same with like not the same for like regular season for Killorn because he had a bunch of goals in the regular season, but playoff games, Killorn had gone like 30 playoff games without a goal.
God damn.
Yeah, and then he got 2 in their demoralizing loss.
So what's the injury report look like these days?
Injury report. Chernak, who the hell knows? Probably not coming back for a while.
Probably out for at least the series.
Yeah.
I saw a point went off in a game. Did that not end up being anything?
I'm surprised.
He came back.
He came back and he looks fine.
Hard.
Yeah, he looks fine.
Yeah.
The way he went into the boards, this was the game that my parents were here watching, and my dad was like, he that's got to be a broken collarbone. Like the way he goes into the boards, I don't know how you don't break something. Or like a rib.
Broken something. Yeah, broken something.
Wow. But he's back. He came back and he looks fine. Maybe he's just good at pain management. Maybe it was just looked bad and it ended up being okay. I don't know. But regardless, listen. Any of you Leafs fans, no. No more talking about the refs. No more. You don't get to talk about the refs anymore. Holy shit. Was
there some grudges you have from last game? Because they also have some grudges from last game.
I'm sure that they have some, but the fact of the matter is that the Leafs,
bad.
a few of the goals, like game 4, the Leafs score their second goal and it's 4-2. and then they call a penalty on who the fuck was it? Bogosian, and I didn't even see the penalty, and I didn't see a replay. I never saw a replay. I don't even know what it was called. I don't even know what it was on. But earlier in that period, they ignored the most blatant hold on Braden Point by William Nylander. Like, they just were like, nah, that's nothing. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, okay, so they're just done calling stuff. And then with like 6 minutes left, they call a penalty? Come on, guys. Like, that's horseshit. Yeah, you either put them away or you call stuff.
I saw a clip from the guy.
Call stuff.
Yeah, just call it.
I saw a clip from the Spit and Chicklets guys when they started their podcast on Monday. And they basically were like, we're going to open this show off just talking about the refs. And they're like, I'm sorry to anybody who's newish to hockey, watching hockey right now, because God, the refs have been horrendous.
It's impossible to know what the rules are.
I know.
If I were to try to sit somebody down,
we've had this conversation so many times just with us. It's hard enough for us to understand it half the time. Imagine somebody brand new trying to watch it, especially right now when you see shit like that.
I've fully given up on understanding. I adopted the mindset of they have a rule book, but who the fuck knows? Like 2 years ago, because I
just don't know what they're doing, man.
You can try to know it, and you can fully know it. And then the one thing that the Leafs fans got mad about was that the roughing on Maroon, where they thought it should have been boarding.
Okay, that was a clean hit. That's a clean hit, guys.
It wasn't that bad of a hit.
He hit him in the side.
But I think
he's just fat.
Something they got mad about was like
they get mad about everything. They get mad about a stick lift. Whoa, he can't do that. Fuck off, guys.
This is very fun to not be the one doing it.
Well, I mean, like any little touch, they're like, "Hey, ref, you suck." It's like, what the fuck, guys?
Well, I can probably bet it's because of they haven't made it out of a round. We all know it.
They're a frustrated fan base.
Yeah, they're like, eat my balls.
Well, all these things that you'd think, well, maybe that's a call they're gonna just overreact to because they're like,
True.
Let's just make that try to be the reason that we're not getting through. So Toronto has their now defensive liability back after his suspension, right?
I wonder if they're going to. They said they're going to bring him back in for the next game, though. Sheldon Keefe's already said they're bringing him back in.
So they're switching him. All right.
That honestly might be better for Tampa.
Also, the refs then in overtime called a penalty on Sergachev that I think was a tripping, and it was tripping, but it's the kind of tripping you don't expect to be called in the playoffs.
Well, it's one of those things where it doesn't make any sense because they'll let things go, and then just randomly
boom. That's a penalty.
Choose a thing. My problem is when people try to pretend it's biased towards any team. It's like, no, they're just bad at their jobs, guys.
Yeah, it's just random, which is not how it should be, obviously.
Right, and that's the worst time to do it. If you swallow your whistle for the first 3 periods and then you decide, no, we're going to tighten shit up in this overtime period and say fuck it and blow a whistle like that.
Well, it's always the dumbest argument to be like, well, we don't want to have an effect on how overtime goes. I'm like, well, you are having an effect by allowing a team to penalize another team.
Very true.
But
it's true. Anyway. But at this point, they're so far mired into that you can't change it now. You could change it next season if you do it the whole regular season.
Yes, that's just in general the problem with refereeing in professional sports, because at this point, baseball is annoying because an umpire is going to can dictate the direction of a game just by saying, "Oh, he's not ready," calling a strike, or
yeah.
I mean, but a hockey ref can do the same thing, just because he can see oh, okay, by the book, that's a penalty, and blow the whistle on something that he might not have blown the whistle on all game long, but now he's like, oh, they just saw that, gotta blow the whistle.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep, I do believe at some point in Game 5, just to show you that I'm not being biased, I believe that they missed a high stick, or they just didn't call a high stick on Tampa. I didn't see it. I didn't think it was a high stick, but the commentator man was like, oh, they just they just missed a stick that got pretty high on Matthew Nyes. And I was like, oh god. But they didn't call it. So should they have?
But it's like
maybe
the statement I've heard it on a couple podcasts because I listen to a lot of fucking hockey podcasts. But like somebody kept bringing up where like, well, you can't just have them call the rule book the whole time because what do you want? A game that's just entirely power plays? I'm like, guys,
they would adapt, guys.
I'm like, guys, like, it's eventually if you start calling it like that, they're going to have to adapt, or they're always going to be screwed. They'll adapt. Yes, like if you were to like do that at the start of a season, just immediately just make calls just like a much higher like, or I guess lower threshold.
There would be zero time.
Bad stretch. Like there for like the first month or two, there'd be a lot of fucking penalties. It's the same thing that happened when they came out of the 04-05 lockout. They upped penalties like crazy and then just stopped like halfway through the season. And that's just been the same thing they've done every time. We're like, was it the beginning of this season or last season where they were like, we're going to crack down on cross checks? And they did for about 2 weeks. And then it was back.
And now you like they're getting obliterated in front of the net cross check and they don't call it.
Oh, in the playoffs, it's just a defenseman's right to cross check somebody.
They barely call it. Like, they barely call it
until you randomly call it once every like 3 games, and then every once in a while it happens to be in an overtime in one of those 3 like
yeah, it's just bad, man.
I would never want to try to like be the person like teaching a new viewer what's happening. Like if that ever happens to be me, I'm gonna be like, there's the amount of times I'm just gonna be like, hey, you just gotta kind of go with it. Like you just gotta kind of go with it.
Isn't that a trip? Isn't that a cross check right there? He's doing.
Well, yes, but actually no.
Yeah, but you see, that team got penalized earlier. And the other team hasn't gotten a penalty yet, so you know.
Or it's like the Islanders, you can get 6 penalties called against you, and then not have one called for you through that game.
Did that happen?
Yes,
that
happened in one of the games against Carolina. Yeah,
in the playoffs.
Yes,
this series that happened. This series, Eric complained about it a couple episodes back.
Yeah.
What?
Last episode, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's all bad. It's been bad the whole time. It's still bad. Like
That must mean Carolina was really playing clean.
No.
They would have been looking for Carolina shit to try and even it up.
Nobody plays clean. I don't know.
It must have been clean comparatively.
There's no way you make it through an entire game without committing one penalizable offense.
If you got the puck the whole time.
I mean, maybe. But it's just like, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, they definitely missed stuff. They definitely missed.
We went tangent again on.
We always do.
But let's swing it back into the Tampa Toronto.
All right, so they're going back to Tampa. Game 6. I mean, the majority of pretty good, you know. A majority of the last 3 games, they've owned possession. They've owned everything but the score. So they keep playing that way, and if Vasi does what he did in Game 5, I think they win and send it to 7.
Well, they took the game on the road, which is important, right?
I follow a lot of Toronto media and shows just because a lot of the shows that deal with like Canadian teams talk about them. There's a lot of drama going on of, is Giordano or Hall coming out? Oh, what's going on with their defensive system? Are they going to try to get Timothy Liljegren in, who hasn't played in like 2 weeks?
It might be. Hey, listen, they might bring him in, and he could be the Kickstarter, and they wreck the Lightning, and boom, they're through the first round. Could totally happen.
Yes, but there's definitely a tenor of
panic.
Of panic might be a little strong.
Slight panic.
But it's just one of those things where it's just like,
yeah.
All right, you dropped 5.
One thing I will say is
I have a meme ready to make.
You do not touch that meme. That.
I have not made it yet. I'm not jinxing shit. I have it planned.
The only jinx is the Rangers.
I have it planned.
Don't you dare.
To do if I need.
If you need to. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Listen, in my opinion, it wouldn't be a Toronto series if it didn't push dramatically into a Game 7. So
that is factual. I hope that happens. I hope that
even
happens.
when there was no Game 7, it still kind of went to Game 7.
Yes. One thing I will say is those 2 games that they won in Tampa, the 2 that they came from behind and won in overtime. Those are big time games to win. That shows a little something there. Like they're
not the same team they've always been.
Yeah, they've definitely, and I think it's Ryan O'Reilly is.
He's been a big part of it. Yeah,
that was a very good pickup for them.
Yeah, he's got of all of their trade deadline acquisitions, I think he's been their biggest factor.
For sure.
He's got like a mental piece to the.
Yeah, he
doesn't freak the fuck out anytime anything goes wrong. Like that's the bar there.
It's like if they had Tavares last year, because that was last year.
They had Tavares last year. They lost. It was 2 years ago against the Habs, which they still should have fucking won.
But even
I'm a Habs fan, and they still should have fucking won that. That's not an excuse.
O'Reilly's the only one that's like been deep into a playoff run.
Him.
Right.
Don't they have one more? I thought they had one other one, but it was like somebody else that they picked up. Maybe not.
Was Achari? I know they got Achari and him both from St. Louis, but I don't know if Achari was on. Well, he would have either been on the St. Louis team that won the cup or the Boston team that went to the cup final. So, like, either way, good.
Achari?
Yeah, Noel Achari.
He was. I thought he was in Florida at that time. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
That is the other team he's been with. He might have been there. I don't really know his past.
Yeah. Those 2 guys, though, yeah. You might be right. I thought there was more.
He's just important to that team, right? Because he's got like the several clips I've seen of him. He's just like, it doesn't matter what's happened. He's like, okay, he's just like laser focused on the game, right? And I'm sure he's
a player.
It's beneficial to like Matthews and Marner, who are.
He was on the Boston team that made the cup.
Do you want to know the other beneficial part for Ryan O'Reilly? Is I don't know if you've noticed, they have scored a lot of goals off of offensive zone faceoff wins, and Ryan O'Reilly has been winning a lot of those faceoffs. So he's their playoff MVP right now.
And then the net front garbage, picking all that up, like.
Yeah, they're playing playoff hockey, dude. We'll see. The Lightning. There is no shame, no shame in losing to this Leafs team. I say, I don't want them to.
They have just such a great possibility to do the funniest fucking thing. Like,
you know what though? This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go back again because I've heard too much. I gotta keep going back. The washed Tampa Bay Lightning have been wrecking your shit for 3 games straight.
They've been outplaying them the entire
without one of their top pair defensemen. So washed, you might want to wash out your mouth.
The wash talk was always stupid. They're not, but it was always going to be closer this year, which is what I feel like most people should say. But like, no, some people got bold.
The Lightning
these guys they're just another year older. They're washed. Yeah. Well, they've also got another year of playoff experience that you don't.
They made 3 cup finals in a row, but they're suddenly going to be garbage. Yes.
Damn, dude. Yeah. You know.
I wonder though. You haven't seen a ton of anything out of Stamkos or Kucherov, really. I know there's been a couple nice Kucherov passes on the power play that I've seen, at least. Those are. See, I have not had a functional power play to watch for several years. So anytime anybody does anything, just kind of nice.
I mean,
on the power play,
when you think through the league of like power dudes you want on the power play, you're like McDavid, Draisaitl, maybe Carlson because he's a good defenseman. But I mean, Kucherov's up there because he's got a decent Kreider for sure. Because Kucherov has he's got a decent 1T that he does rip occasionally. And then And then he fakes you out.
Like cross passes.
He does the one-time pass where it looks like he's about to shoot it, but he passes it to the far post, and somebody just gets the easiest goal of their life.
If he would just shoot the goddamn puck, right?
Yeah, sometimes he doesn't shoot enough. He really needs to shoot more. He's been shooting more, but like...
I wonder if we see something big from either of those two in this next game. I don't know.
I think I think the Leafs have been good at locking them down. I could see it though if they do matchups change. Like if Cooper decides like we'll put them out against this line or whatever. One thing I will say
sorry. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say their second line, Killorn, Cirelli, and Hagel has been the best line in the series.
Yes.
For the Lightning, for sure. Yeah. They throw it in, and it's Hagel, dude. Remember Hagel had a kind of an ass playoffs? Ooh dear.
Yes. It's better this year.
He's not showing up on the score sheet as much as you want, but he hounds the puck and keeps it in their end. It's never an easy breakout. Yeah.
It was annoying as hell when I had to deal with it in my own fucking series in the Cup final. But that line by John Cooper when he was like, geez, isn't this fun? Who wanted it to end tonight? Don't want me to come back here for Game 7 on Monday or whatever. Like as he ended the conference, I'm like, that's fucking good. Like it was such a good quote. Particularly like to say that about Toronto.
No, he's
I was like, he's perfect, John.
Psychological torment of an entire fan base.
Like, don't you want me back here for Game 7? What are you talking about? That'd be fun, right?
Well, yeah, it's a good. And this, I mean, yeah, it's. We've said it before. This team, they don't know what pressure is like. They just don't feel pressure anymore after everything that they've gone through. So, like
and Toronto feels nothing but that.
Yeah, it's like it's the two polar opposites. It's just a funny thing because like
all I'm gonna say is the Habs did this with way less fucking people. You should not have a hard time with this.
Hey, listen.
For your point that you just said is the reason why I think they'll take a Game 6 and push it to 7 because
man, I gotta say. Nah, I mean, you almost think Toronto's got to finish it here. Like, you got to finish it here if you're Toronto.
If Toronto doesn't finish it here, I don't think they finish it at all.
Either that or it's like, this is the storybook way they get out of the first round.
They finally win a Game 7.
Why they finally win a Game 7.
That could be it,
I could see that happening.
Dude, I thought...
It would not surprise me at all to go to 7, though.
Listen, I thought, in my mind... I was like, so Matthew Nyes blocked a shot and then left the ice. And I was like, it was like 5 minutes went by and I was like, oh my God, Matthew Nyes is going to come back. Like he was like in the locker room. And I was like, Matthew Nyes is going to come back and score like the winning goal or some shit. Yeah. That didn't happen.
No.
But yeah.
I'm intrigued to see what tomorrow brings.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
It'll be good. I'm stressing.
I'm gonna laugh so fucking hard if it actually.
I just hope that. Listen, all I want is the Lightning to play a good, strong game. Just play a good, strong game. Whatever happens.
Keep playing the way they've been playing. They got a good chance. Like
as long as Vasi's there, man. As long as he shows up. Well, you guys want to talk about anything else? So Carolina finishes out the series. Unfortunately.
Still gonna bring this jersey when we go on our trip, though. Break it out for the roller.
And then Florida pushes it to Game 7 with Boston. Who the hell saw that happening?
Not me.
I don't think anybody did. Well, gentlemen.
And what's going on in the West right now?
Dallas
Colorado
is up 1-0.
Just scored as we speak, so they are also up 1-0.
Oh no!
Also,
Dallas is up
1-0.
You have this or TNT. Oh, there you go. You fixed it as I was watching. They had it series tied 2-2, and then they just fixed it. Seattle up 3-2. But yeah, Colorado just went up 1-0, and Dallas is up 1-0.
There we go.
Also, is this a thing they always do where like towards the end of the series they space the games out more, like with
I
more
think
day
that's
breaks
new.
in.
That's new.
Because like I was like, we had been doing this nice rotation of 4 games each night, and then randomly this week, like midway through, they were like, nah, just 2. And then 3. And then,
Yeah,
like
no,
now it's
that's
all
new.
fucky. And I'm like, what's
I think they wanted one, at least 1 2-day break in between a game, in between 2 games for each team.
fair enough.
Yeah, I don't really
I guess
hate
then
it.
it does make it makes more sense to do that at the end of this. Yeah, because it's like, all right, these are the more important games. We're gonna give you both.
Little extra.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Yep. All right.
Anyway,
we will see you all next week, hopefully with Eric. Yeah, I think we'll see everybody next week, right? You might be doing stuff, Nick, because next week's Brian's birthday. Or you guys are doing something for Brian's birthday, I think.
Saturday.
we can stick with the Fridays.
No, Friday. I should be good.
I'm good with that. Friday, 9 p.m., baby. All right. Well, we'll see y'all next time. Keep watching playoff hockey. Go Bolts.